So you're awake.
Yeah, the first thing we did was go look for you. And now that we found you, we're trying to make sure you don't get your butt kicked. You're welcome.
Brothers and sisters, you can feel their passion. The magnetic pull of this electric sport is undeniable. Let's dispense with the pleasantries.
Oh, she gonna need help from Virgil. And I ain't Virgil. It's Sela.
You dare attack someone on our turf? Well, how about a few rounds with me?
Synthesize. Oh, yeah. Cool. Do I have to do something? What? Yeah, I think I know about all this. Heard a story. We got lots more to do still. We gotta talk to our characters here, then we're gonna be heading ourselves back up to Herta Space Station.
Oh, hi. Wanna listen to my thoughts on the underground?
Sure.
Where should I start?
I want to hear about your observations.
My observational skills are second to none.
How about the underworld geography?
Well, the underworld is surrounded by cliffs, and there's no obvious structure. It seems like a spread out collection of mines and small towns, just like the outskirts of Belobog. There's that huge pillar called the furnace core that's always in view. Maybe it's some kind of energy hub?
How about the underworld life?
From what I've seen, the residents are nearly all miners. It seems like the people here have less than those in the overworld. Still, the miners watch fights in their spare time. It's less pretentious than that theater they have on the surface.
How about the underworlders?
They're always in a hurry. The pace of life here is so fast. Things are pretty busy in the overworld too, but everything feels more relaxed up there.
That's all I can think of. I want to hear what you think about the others.
I'm not so good at analyzing people. But seeing as you asked...
Sampo?
That guy? He's lazy, lying, cunning, and evil. I don't like him. Can't stand the sight of him. I bet you think he's pretty entertaining. Watch out or he'll fool you.
Hook?
You mean that naughty kid we played hide and seek with? Dr. Natasha said that she's a handful, but that she also takes care of the homeless kids. Maybe she's more mature than she seems? Still, I can't believe how arrogant she is. I was pretty mad with her for a while.
Bronya?
The Silvermane girl? She's pretty. I like looking at her. When I first met her, I thought she was kinda scary. But now it seems like there's something on her mind. I'm too nervous to ask her. At least she's not trying to arrest us anymore.
Sela?
She says what she thinks. I like her. And did you hear what she said about the Silvermane guards? Sounded like she'd been waiting a long time to say it. I think I'd get along with her. If we can get her to help us, we'll bag a Stellaron in no time.
That's all I can think of.
If you hear any juicy gossip, information, come find me.
Bored? Your big brother Sampo's always up for a chat.
Who the heck are you?
What kind of question is that? I'm your old pal Sampo Koski. We've been through thick and thin together.
You didn't answer the question.
Well, that just means there's something wrong with your question. Questions are like transactions. If your request isn't clear, you might end up buying the wrong thing. What kind of question?
We haven't been through thick or thin, pal.
What do you mean? We battled wind and snow, fought shoulder to shoulder against the great Japard Landau. I risked life and limb in the Fragmentum to save you from the evil clutches of the fearsome Branya Rand.
She's standing literally right in front of you.
How's that for thick and thin?
Who are Wildfire and Sela?
Wildfire are one of my major clients. Though the work is mostly odds and ends, still, it's always a pleasure. Who am I to complain if the money's right, huh? Zila works for them, Oleg's most trusted lieutenant. To her, I'm probably just a Wildfire's lapdog. Yeah, well, but a very contented lapdog, I should add.
What do Wildfire want?
As a non-member, not a clue. They'd never tell me their ultimate aims. Shame, really. It's not like I'm a blabbermouth.
Good to chat.
A pleasure. Until next time.
I will arrest you under the Supreme Guardian's decree. Nothing has changed. I am not your friend.
What the fuck? Look, it takes time to make friends.
I saw you the day before the Goethe Hotel. Japard took you to see the Supreme Guardian. He told me you were visitors from beyond the sky, just like the interstellar travelers of ancient legend. People of all kinds that carried the will of the eons. Japard said that you wanted to help us reverse the damage that the eternal freeze and fragmentum continue to wreak on our planet. But that night, Mother summoned me and ordered me to take a detachment to arrest you. What happened? The Supreme Guardian didn't tell me the details, and Japard had to rush back to the front line. I don't understand.
We really do want to help you.
Oh. The Silvermane guards withdrew to the surface long ago. I must avoid that identity here. Until we're back in the overworld, I propose a temporary truce and cooperation. Your true intentions are of interest to me. If it helps you to trust me, I'm willing to answer your questions to the best of my ability.
What crime did we commit?
Let me repeat. All I received were the Supreme Guardian's instructions. It is for the adjudication panel to pass judgment on the accused. All the Supreme Guardian told me was that your identities were counterfeit and that your intention was to overthrow the rule of the architects.
Do you know where the Stellaron is?
Truthfully, I've never heard of this Stellaron. But if all this catastrophe could be brought to an end simply by sealing it, then I hope its existence proves to be real.
Why did the Silvermane guards withdraw from the underground?
Fragmentum monster activity on the surface intensified, and hostilities on the front line were critical. To resist the invasion, the architects had no choice but to redeploy the guards to the front line. If we couldn't hold our defensive line, then we wouldn't be able to maintain our supply of aid to the underground, which would have collapsed without us. That was the Supreme Guardian's explanation.
Why are you willing to cooperate with us?
In truth, I've always felt like something important is being hidden. Whether it's the architects, Mother, or the Silvermane guards, there's always an unnatural element to their actions. Since encountering you, the unexpected seems to have arrived in waves. I never thought I'd enter the underworld that has been sealed away for so long. I have a feeling that with you, I can pick up the lost threads and dispel my uncertainties.
That's all I have to ask.
We should be going to see Wildfire. Let's move.
I will see Wildfire when I want to see Wildfire, as actually I have other places to move to. Like back to the space station, where I apparently have things to do. We'll go here for just a moment.
It's getting late. Where to?
Jupiter Free, you said you're back at the space station. There's something that I can only talk to you about. If it's not too much trouble, could you come over for a chat? I have a bad feeling about this. No, it's nothing weird. I just need to discuss something with you in person, since it's just kind of embarrassing to talk about over messaging. I'll be waiting for you at the usual spot. Please hurry. Now this is an actual companion mission. The other ones are just, well, adventure missions. I guess we'll go talk to Herta for just for right now. I do actually know one of the side quests here, and one of the side quests here is actually very good, as I did do it on. I did as much stuff as I could on mobile to get up to a certain level for the little brawling event, and one side quest I did pay attention to because it had caught my interest. The official version of the simulated universe. Forget about the previous beta version. There are lots of changes. Do you want me to give you the patch notes? Just say them out loud to me. You have zero manners. Finally, Stephen has made significant adjustments to the gameplay loop. According to him, the objective of each phase is even clearer. I don't really get it. Just because I'm a genius doesn't mean I understand gaming, so whatever he says goes. This version offers a higher degree of fandom. You can mix and match your team, choose from a variety of blessings, and there are even random events to generate you a unique experience each time. Finally, there's a new mechanic that helps you better pretend to be Akibele. Yeah, but that's... I think there's a certain level to this, isn't there? Voila, the official simulated universe. The real game begins now. The official game contains multiple explorable worlds with progressive difficulty. All the fun features will be gradually unlocked. Look here, you'll earn points each time you clear a stage. Viewpoint rewards. The rewards for the last two clears are all here. Rewards and points here will be refreshed weekly. What's this? Now go and explore World 1. I'm sure you will find some new stuff you've never seen before. I think we'll do it in the next part. Right now, we're going to do some more things that'll be catching our interest. What's this? It's just a daily mission. Not exactly as interesting as other things would be. See, the thing is, if I go see Asta right now, then I have to do her companion mission first, don't I? Because I had to see her for two different things. One of them's gonna take priority. How do I keep doing that? I'm hitting missions, am I not? I guess maybe if I focus the one that I want to do, I actually can't even touch my mission page. I've somehow glitched that out.
It's getting late. Where to now?
It ain't getting late. I mean, the sun's starting to go down, but...
Finally! You're here! This is urgent, so I'll cut to the chase. Arlen's disappeared.
Huh?
Yes, I can't find him. He's not answering his messages or calls. In all the time since I took him in, this has never happened.
Have you checked the surveillance cameras?
Of course! I didn't see him. Parts of the surveillance system were destroyed when the Legion invaded. It still hasn't been fully repaired. Maybe he took advantage of a blind spot. It's been 13 hours since he last contacted me. He usually takes less than 13 seconds to reply to my messages. I looked everywhere and couldn't find him, so I checked the security department's work plan records. This is what I found. Look, at his last work objectives entry, of the heart, of the mirror, of the self. It's so strange.
I think guys his age tend to write stuff like this.
But he's never written poetry before. I asked people in the security department, but none of them thought it was concerning. They said stuff like, Brother Arlen is a grown man with his own plans. I couldn't get them to listen at all, so I'm asking you for help.
Guys this age just need some alone time sometimes.
Why are you acting like those security department idiots? Stop fooling around and help me! I have a secret weapon. Say hello to Peppy.
Peppy?
Mm-hmm. Peppy's my dog. Arlen's looked after him since he was a puppy. They're great friends. Peppy knows Arlen's scent. Maybe he can track him down.
Then, am I still needed?
Yes! Think about it. If people see me, the acting lead researcher searching for Arlen, wouldn't that make Arlen look incompetent as head of the security department?
I feel like everyone on the space station know that you and Arlen need to get a room.
Oh, let's go together! Relax. Peppy doesn't bite. Think of the space station as your home.
It's you. Thanks for helping out on the station. Did you encounter some problems? I found your personal item. I left a note in that room. I wrote a joke on it, don't mind me. Oh, by the way, why did you want to talk about that all of a sudden? Is there something you want to ask me about? I'm curious about your family. My family? Nothing too crazy. They made a fortune and stayed relatively well off. That's about it. Can you order stuff online at the station? Of course, you are asking the expert. Of every 10 parcels delivered here, 8 are mine. The IPC owns a lot of platforms. My personal recommendation would be Cosmo Premium. They have good customer service. However, the region's invasion has made delivery difficult. It's either we've received your order and it stays that way forever, or they lose your parcel on its way here. So annoying. Is it trendy to get such a luscious hairstyle? Where did you hear that from? The guy with that luscious hairstyle is probably the one who tricked you into believing this. Truth is, a group of researchers was experimenting in a curio when all of a sudden things started to explode, and their hair got all messed up from the incident. After that, people tried to recreate the experiment to figure out what happened, but instead of fixing things, more and more people started getting this very popular luscious hairstyle. Other questions on that?
What's next on the agenda?
Can we talk? Of course, what do you want to talk about? About your job. My job? I keep things running on Madame Herta's behalf. It's not that difficult, really. Why aren't you staying in your office? My office? Oh, the station gave me a suite, but I like to stay around here and hang out with everybody. Are you busy most of the time? The workload is alright. Been having some crunch time lately, but nothing I can't handle. About the space station. You've come to the right person. I'm the lead researcher of the station. Ask me anything. How are the researchers doing? Sadly, some didn't make it, but thanks to your help and the effort of the medical department, most of them are fine now. However, I'm still worried that people may be traumatized by the invasion of the antimatter region. I'll have to monitor people's mental health more closely. Has Herta returned to the station? Yes, but strictly speaking, I see she's online now. The Madame Herta you see here is a remote-controlled puppet. Don't be offended if she ignores you when you talk to her. Chances are she's just logged off. After all, she only pursues what interests her, and as soon as the interest is lost, she abandons it and moves on.
Think of the space station as...
I heard you were looking for me? Yeah, I want you to investigate the source of a mimetic virus that infected the Crack-Up Conch. Crack-Up Conch? It's one of our curios. It looks like an ordinary conch, but when you get close to it, you can hear the dirty jokes coming from inside. As long as you hold your laughter, you can slowly obtain the secret power it contains. Of course, no one has succeeded so far, so we only use it on people in interrogations. Mimetic virus. It is a kind of information particle that spreads around exceptionally like a virus, which will bring changes in contamination to the host's nature of thinking. Unfortunately, it can infect inanimate objects, and thus it changes the Crack-Up Conch's external expression. It no longer tells jokes, but instead it keeps talking weird nonsense. Like, get out of your comfort zone or you'll be wasted, or the pain you suffer will light up your way. Cliche quotes like that just make people cringe. Well, thank you for the explanation. I got the gist. I had someone examine it and found out that it was caused by the magnetic virus, but the crack-up conch has been properly stored all this time, which means it's impossible for it to get infected on its own. The only possibility is that workers who are really already infected passed on the virus when they came into contact with the item. After I looked into the list of people who had recent contact with it, I identified 3 suspects. Well, I'm sure you already know what I'm about to say next. I want you to investigate the 3 suspects for me. Why me? With great power comes great responsibility. Besides, I'm not trying to just take advantage of you. I sent people from the security department earlier, but they all failed. I therefore could not get any useful investigation results. That's why I need to ask you for a favor. You don't know them very well. It may be easier for you to spot their flaws from a stranger's perspective. What if they find out? Don't worry, you were a hero who saved the space station. No one's gonna suspect you. If you find anything weird, just write it down and report to me. So what do you think? Well, I'll take care of it. That's great. I'm so relieved you're willing to help. I'll reward you fairly. Let me think. Well, I don't know your taste. Why don't I pay for everything in your shopping cart out of my own pocket? You're free to choose whatever you like. Well, let me tell you about the 3 suspects. Mare from the Department of Insight, Chris from the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, and Joanne from the Medical Department. They usually stay in their own cabins, given the situation's current thing.
All are at staff discount prices.
What should I be getting here? I guess I'll just get all 10 and get them out of here. Claim that. I guess you must get a reward for... No, I was about to say, I guess you get a reward for buying out the entire thing. Or maybe you do. I'm only buying what's useful, though. So we need to talk to these people. Let's see. I think this is Chris. Let me observe his behavior. Hey, I'm talking to you. What are you doing? Why are you staring at me like that? Stay away from me. I'm just passing by. I saw you peeping at me. I'm sure of it. Hold on. Why'd you dye your hair like that? Did you do that to show off in front of me? Trying to stand out to everyone else? And your clothes. Why don't you wear the uniform? You're trying to show off your luxurious tailor-made outfit? I didn't dye my hair. No one else has hair like that. You think you're so very special, huh? You just want to show off your privileges? Such an attention seeker. Show off as much as you want. Don't try to act all innocent. I know exactly what people like to think. You think you were better than us. It's not enough for you to show off in the virtual world. You have to track me down and show off in front of my face? You think you're so rich that you can own the universe? Wait a second. What's that look on your face? Is there something in your eyes? You have a corno contact camera. Well, why are you taking videos? Is this live? Oh, I get it. You're one of those people who like to live broadcast your bullying behavior. Now just go away and leave me alone. Chris is very strange. I can't have a normal conversation with this guy. He's so paranoid. Is he infected with the mimetic virus? Mara's right ahead. I better not alert her. I'll hide around here and listen to what she says. What the hell? Am I doing this right? I feel like my pronunciation is not very good. I better keep practicing. Fluffy hair and strong limbs. If I could only touch it. What kind of dirty idea is this? How nice it would be if I could be what, huh? Mary, you look much better lately. So the thing I told you about, it actually worked? And well, no, that's not the case. Sorry, I did try to look up what you mentioned, but I might have gone off track lately. But yes, it's quite useful. It's just that, well, is there anything else? Well, there is something I want to ask you about. So I've been researching how ions are depicted in the mythological tales from different planets. Why are they depicted so differently? Some even have this so-called Leviathan worship. Leviathans can be pets too. Well, pets... Um, I... Well, there is a research report that I haven't finished working on yet, so I'll get back to you later. Sure, by the way, I haven't seen you around lately. Did you go on an exotic field trip? Did you discover anything new? Can you tell me anything? Well, let's talk about this later. I didn't. Okay, I understand. You must be very busy since you just came back. Anyway, it's nice to see that you've recovered mentally. I'll leave you to it. There's something strange about Mare. At first she was intimidating some strange sounds. Then when they talked about Leviathan worship, she looked very nervous. Did she come into contact with some kind of Leviathan during her research and got her mind contaminated? It's very strange. I wonder how much faster the vitality comes back than in Genshin. Because I know I used up whatever I had recharged when I got on the game, and at some point I did use the 60 I had, and I'm already halfway there to getting another one. I'll probably be able to do the Calyxes one more time before I go today. What's today? Today's Thursday. Yeah. Break. Joanna's right in front of me. Looks like she's talking to someone. There's nowhere to hide. I know. I'll just pretend I'm checking out the medical services. Hey, Joanne. So surprised to see you are still not sleeping today. How rare. Maybe the blue has also started to orbit around the space station? The test results are out. I've sent them to you through the terminal. You may start the review process. My goodness, Joanne is actually working. Am I dreaming? You're only noticing this now? She's been 3 hours early for work for the past 7 days. Looks like you haven't been paying attention. Review countdown begins. 30 minutes left. I only took a few days off, and now our department has changed so much. I can't believe it. Who turned you into this, Joanne? What happened to you? My guess is that it has something to do with the department's reform. The Interastral Peace Corporation has cut the medical research budget this quarter, and we are all also impacted. I heard there would be a reform. It's not that unusual for people to try and get a high performance indicator during such turbulent times. You wouldn't want your research budget to be cut, would you? You're right, but I still need time to digest all this. It's really unbelievable. The sweeping beauty of our medical department finally stopped sweeping and began to act on her own. No one's gonna believe this. 20 minutes left. I need to see the results of the drug test in 20 minutes. Alright, I got it. I'll get on it. Although Joanne looks normal, the way she speaks is very strange. She is emotionless when she talks, but her face looks stiff like a robot. Is something wrong? It's gotta be Joanne. I think I had to have done this on mobile, and I don't remember if I got this right or wrong.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Think of the space station as your...
So all 3 of them sound unusual, but in theory there should be only one person who is infected. The principle behind it is actually quite simple. The viral load of informational particles left behind by the mimetic virus in the crack of conch is simply not high enough. The viral load detected barely reaches the amount that can be carried by an infected adult, so it's absolutely impossible for the crack of conch to have contracted the virus from multiple individuals. So what's next? got a backup plan. The mimetic virus is transmitted through virtual data, and all the virtual data in the space station leaves traces in the terminal. Since we couldn't get much from our previous investigation, let's check the browsing records of the 3 suspects. Then we should be able to identify the source of the infection. I've got an emergency plan for situations like this. Please visit the Data Exchange Center, where the terminal is located. But I've never used those terminals. Don't worry, it's simple. Enter the terminal room, verify your identity, and you can start your query. Simply put, anyone using a data gadget, which basically includes everyone on the space station, would have their user behaviors recorded by the terminal. It is thus inappropriate for me or any other staff member to check such information. I don't really get it. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you when I have time. Think about it, despite different backgrounds and identities, people on the space station have reached an agreement on personal privacy. The traces left from using virtual data can be found in the terminal. For example, from here, people can see all the unusual virtual platforms you visited during your working hours. Therefore, to respect everyone's privacy, no one, including myself and the other staff, should have access to the terminal. Think about it in your shoes, or in their shoes. If you were a space station staff, would you be happy with me going through your browsing records on the virtual network? Yeah, that's kind of unacceptable. Now you understand, right? That's why your special identity makes the perfect candidate for this. So you just want me to get beaten up? Jeez, this is some kind of nonsense you think about all day? I got nothing against you, why would I set you up? From an objective point of view, you are an outsider on the space station. You're not familiar with most of the people here, so it's unlikely that you hold any personal grudges against anyone. Not every outsider has the right to access the data records, but you're different. You are the hero who saved the space station. People trust your moral character. But of course, if you decide to help, I hope you will keep everything strictly confidential. Piece of cake, just leave it to me. Thank you so much. Before you leave, let me tell you how to use the terminal. As you know, the invasion of the station severely damaged the whole data center, and the server room where the terminal is housed is no exception. Despite our best efforts, the damage is yet to be fully remedied, and reported cases of megavirus infections only made things worse. I had to send a maintenance engineer to monitor the situation on a daily basis. The engineer who would turn on the optical identity verification program manually every day to check whether the bioelectricity of each visitor entered the room is normal, thus ensuring that the terminal room is not invaded. Since the optical identity verification program is refreshed dramatically after it is turned on every day, you need to re-verify your identity every time you enter. For more details, please consult the maintenance engineer. Okay, leave the rest to you. I don't think I'm gonna remember this after my food break. 'Cause every night I will save your life.